summer of last year.
Yeah, that's so okay. So they're making $12 million a month, right? Is what we decided.
Yep, a month. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy, JJ?
What's that?
Jagex he said they have 1 million members, and they're paying $11.99 a month.
Nice.
So that's $12 million a month.
Yo, a membership
And-
used to, a membership
also-
used to be
that's-
$7.
That's also only their membership fees. That's not including what people buy in bonds.
Yeah, well, see,
Yeah,
the thing
I was
about
thinking
people
that.
buying bonds, I don't understand, is why are you buying... They're buying bonds for cash. But wouldn't that make the game more boring to you if you don't earn your gold?
I think so, but I get why people do it.
I mean, the only time I'm buying a bond is, I'm buying my gold when it comes to getting it twisted, Bo.
Wait. I thought bonds meant you use in-game currency for membership, not that you use real money for gold.
Yeah, but you can use real money to buy a bond and sell it for
I
your
think
game
so.
currency.
Oh, okay. I was about to we would have all been going storming Jagex headquarters just like the Area 51 thing. Fucking putting them, because, okay, so yeah, he was saying $12 million a month, man, like, and...
There's seriously 1 million members?
Yeah, 1 million. I mean, it's probably more than 1 million now. As of last December, it was 1 million paying members, yeah.
I would have never thought there were that many players in RuneScape, honestly, because, I guess I can kind of see it. My math just sucks sometimes.
Sometimes it feels a little. I don't know if this is even accurate. What do you guys think? It feels a little bit lonely. It feels a little bit lonelier. I feel like now than compared to then because I don't know. I felt like it was more of there's more people talking. I don't know. I guess it's still kind of.
Yeah, that's when. I don't know what happened. I mean, I think it's just that big shift change in the games, and also people getting older and moving on to different things. But I know what you're talking about when we
I agree with you. I feel like
stuff.
that's in the day, though. Also, everyone is playing off their computer. Now you got people on mobile, and it's a lot harder to respond on mobile. You know?
Yeah, and I mean, I guess you could, just like Call of Duty. Call of Duty used to be like Modern Warfare 2 lobbies. I don't know if we talked about this last time, but the Modern Warfare 2 lobbies for Xbox 360 used to literally be so crowded and lit that you'd have to mute people because many people because everyone was talking to each other, everyone was shit talking, everyone was calling you the N-word or the F-word, no matter if you're gay, straight, black or white.
Man, I got muted, and I can't remember what I got muted for. I think I called somebody a faggot or something like that. Forgive me. I'm not against gays or anything. My sister's gay, for Jesus Christ. I'm all for the community, but you're
just using the word. You're not.
Yeah, I was using the word, and it was insane, bro. I couldn't type or anything like that.
I just mean you're using the word now. Then, I'm saying you were younger, but I'm saying now you're just referring to something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm referring to how I used it. I mean, why?
It's not like you're calling my grandpa a faggot.
No. I mean, he's obviously not. You're here.
True, I guess.
But,
alright, well, shit, man, we got 11 minutes. We didn't originally plan on doing a part 2, but, fuck it, when in Rome, be a Roman. Unless you're Jesus.
Alright.
Because that didn't work out
Because then you'll get nailed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for all the Christians.
Oh my God.
I am with the Christians. I don't agree with them.
Hey, I'm spiritual. I was raised Christian.
I was raised in a
conservative.
Christian home.
Yeah, in a Christian conservative home. So I think, I can say what I want because I've had both perspectives.
I want to hit politicals for a second. Tell me if you don't think this is crazy. All right. I was raised Christian, but Democrat. Black family, black home. I'm black. And
wait, you're black?
Yes, I'm black. So.
I didn't know that.
But after a few videos on YouTube, I am honestly Republican. I don't know if that's crazy to hear. I don't know if I'm going to call myself Republican or conservative.
When? Just for context, when did you start? When did this happen?
This changed about a year and a half ago. So I was 24.
Well, it's not strange because if it's very obvious it's very obvious right now that the DNC is basically getting in trouble for some shady ass shit. Bill Clinton flying over to pedophile island, with Jeffrey Epstein.
There's only two genders.
Oh well, yeah, and they eat their own. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's very obvious right now that a lot of the bullshit, like, it's different. Like, I feel like back in 2004 when George Bush Jr. was president, a lot of people hated. A lot of the bullshit that the conservatives were doing was like the main media topic, even though that the media is typically more liberal centered. But before, you give your opinion too, Lucas, but before we get too far, I just want to say that to the listeners, my personal opinion and what I would almost say is fact is that it doesn't, conservative and Democrat, there's only two choices in America,
yep.
But yet we have 9 choices of Captain Crunch, you know what I mean? And we have 7 different flavors of Coca-Cola. Having 2 choices for a political party is not freedom. And the thing is, you have super PACs and you have corporations that donate to both. So don't get it twisted, guys. It doesn't matter about conservative and Democrat because they're both paid off by the same shadow government people and globalists. I mean, look up the Bilderberg Foundation or the Council of the Atlantic Council 300. Yeah, I mean that's a very simple way of looking at it. So.
Don't forget that there's actually 3, but he never
wins.
Well,
I don't even say
he
that.
Never wins.
I don't. The reason I don't consider 3 is because I think that that's just thrown in there.
Yeah.
And also
to make the hippies feel.
The reason why I know that is because you need a certain amount of money to even campaign in the first place. So yep. when it boils down to that, like even if we had a 4th party or 5th party, the way the system's set up is like
really low.
Yeah, it's an illusion of freedom. It's I don't know if it's predetermined, but there's definitely people nudged in the right directions, and don't. My advice to any younger listeners would be realize that conservative and Democrat, it doesn't matter. They're all basically funded by the same people. What's your opinion?
I mean, I don't know. I could go for hours and hours on a political rant. I probably won't.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like, kind of like you say, I feel like a lot of, particularly our generation or people that are lower income or even the older generation that's older income, they tend to vote Democrat just because that's what they've been doing for their whole life. And overall, if I was going to go lesser of two evils as far as recent candidates go, I'd say the last 6 election, I tend to lean the same way. But as far as trying to affiliate myself with any particular party, I wouldn't necessarily call myself conservative, and I would also not call myself Democrat. I list myself as an anarcho-liberalist. So basically, I think that we really shouldn't rely on or have a governing body that kind of regulates and tells everyone what to do. I believe strongly in the Constitution that was built when this country was founded, saying that pretty much you have the right to put whatever you want to into your own body.
Even a penis?
I don't know, but what people don't realize is people are like, oh, I'm Democrat, but then you'll read them certain topics oh, how do you go on abortion? How do you go on gun control? And they'll be like, oh, actually I'm pro-abortion or I'm for or I'm against gun control or whatever. And it's like, okay, so your opinion's Republican even though you say you're Democrat. All these issues are what people have to focus on rather than the R or the D in front of people's names. And that's, I think, the biggest issue right now.
I agree and I disagree with you. And I heard what I disagreed with and oh, man.
You lost it.
Yeah, I lost what you had said.
Think about it for a second.
You were with the Constitution, but there was something that you weren't with. Think
about it for a second, because I personally would actually be interested in getting into, not necessarily, politics, because, like I said, it's all kind of like a sham anyways, but more or less, what, basically, facts of the history of the United States, what other people call conspiracy. Me personally, I would like to talk about some of those things in other episodes, but we should maybe get back to see what did you want? Right. Get back to the RuneScape thing.
And since we have
5 minutes,
5 minutes left,
we
should get back to how about Duriel 321? That guy.
Who's Duriel? Who's that?
Duriel 321, the one that caused the Falador massacre, man.
Yep.
That's
a throwback.
That's a throwback, huh? Interesting subject. Were you actually playing at that time?
Yeah, and I was actually, if you ask, I feel like the videos are still on YouTube, but when they blew up originally,
Yep.
there was like 2 or 3 different angles of it that people like recorded back in the day with like Hypercam and stuff like that.
No
I
way.
don't know how many of y'all remember Hypercam, but
Yeah.
in a couple of the angles, you could actually see my account Sapphire Mix back then.
No.
way.
Luckily, someone fucking DM'd me or private chatted me and was like, "Hey, yo, like people are PKing like everywhere in the world. Bank all your stuff. Don't run around with anything valuable." And I was like, "I don't believe you, but all right." So I put everything in the bank and fucking I'm running through Salador, and little do I fucking see some guy standing on top of a wall, literally fire blasting people, and I'm like, "All right, that."
Oh my god.
Wait, so Duriel was the only one that was able to attack people at this point, right? Was everybody attacking?
No, it's just one guy, right?
Yeah, he was going
No.
around just killing people.
No, it was Duriel. At first, it was just Duriel, and then he told like 2 of his friends how to do it. So at one
Okay.
point, it was like 3 people.
Oh my God.
Okay, so it was like 3 people just like killing people, and everybody was like, run. It was like, what is that movie called? The Purge. It was like The Purge.
Well, it kind of reminds me of like, yeah, The Purge. Yeah. Yep. What
Yep. But if I recall, I feel like when he first figured it out, people like could attack him back, but then he found out a way to like pretty much safe spot, so people couldn't even hit him back.
Man.
Or no, he started using mage so that people with melee weapons couldn't hit him, something like that.
It's like what you said about how you didn't believe it at first. It's like Chicken Little or the sky is falling. It's like, hey, there's a dude killing people in Fowler. You're like, bullshit.
I love the unsolved mystery behind that, to the fact that nobody actually knows who that guy is.
Where's Duriel now?
There's been people to step up forward and say that they're him. You know how people are going to be, but nobody's going to actually ever know who that guy is. You know what I'm saying? Unless he like goes to Jagex or something and like sends the original name and password that came with the account. I don't even know if that would work.
Even Zezima or Zezma, however you pronounce it, shows his face from the nose down on the RuneScape documentary on YouTube. I don't know if you guys watched that, but he actually is featured on there. Which
Zezima, yeah.
Yeah.
Zezima, yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I say Zezima just because
I think he like got into some kind of issue with Jagex where like they wanted him to like they pretty much forced him to put two-step authenticator on his account, like attach it to a email, and he refused to do it. He wanted to always be able to log in using just his Zezima username, and he refused to do it. So I'm pretty sure he doesn't play anymore because of that reason.
What a rebel! Holy crap!
For real, like he was like the first person to hit all 99 and everything, and to just be like, you know what, fuck it, I don't care. You're not gonna let me do this. I'm not gonna play.
So I actually one time in my life, I think it was in middle school still, I saw him in the Draenor Bank, and the entire, I think I talked about this in another episode maybe, but the entire bank was like filled with probably hundreds of people, because, you know, friends told their other friends about it, and he wasn't saying shit, but the chat was just blowing up. Shit.
It was like that everywhere he went in the game, every time. Because I ended up, you know, people see us in different worlds, in different servers and stuff. If you log in and fucking obviously try and find him, we ended up, me and my buddy Steph, I ended up seeing him a couple times. I remember one time was in the Wildy, and then one time was like, I forget where the others were, but every single time, there was always hordes of like fucking like 300 people surrounding him, and the chat box was always just exploding.
Yeah, I would flip shit if I saw him in the wild. That's like seeing a monster, a werewolf. But hey man, we're at like 1 minute left. Is there any last thoughts you guys can fit in? Well,
not particularly. When you're trying to do this part 2?
Let's do it right after this.
All right, sounds good.
Hell yeah, man! Thank you for joining us, and thank you, JJ, for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me.
You guys want to say your names one last time?
Yeah, I'm JJ.
I'm Luke Mack.
Go ahead.
Luke Mack.
All right, mine is JJ. My name is JJ. My OSRS name is 2 Rings.
All right, guys. Well, as always, it's been fun, and see you in a minute, I guess. All right.
See you guys soon.
Peace.